The case of George Freeman, the Conservative former minister now mired in allegations of cash for questions, is something that tells us a great deal about the career of politicians, what happens when it all goes wrong. He's a man whose career seems defined by self-inflicted wounds, a tendency to jump on every passing policy bandwagon, and a pronounced sense of his own hard-up martyrdom. The serious matter is revealed today in the Sunday Times, where leaked emails suggest that Freeman, as a paid advisor to GHG-SAT, an environmental monitoring firm, allowed the company to help draft the parliamentary questions he submitted to Labour ministers. And these written questions were not idle curiosity about methane emissions or satellite data. They concerned government pilot programmes and funding decisions in which GHG-SAT had clear commercial interests. In one exchange, Freeman explicitly asked the company's director what to ask about, so he could convert it into parliamentary language. The company replied with detailed instructions, including precise government programmes and funding lines, which Freeman then submitted virtually verbatim. This appears to contradict Parliament's Code of Conduct, which explicitly forbids initiating parliamentary proceedings in return for payment or pursuing matters wholly personal to private business interests. Freeman, rather than offer a straightforward apology, has referred himself to the Standards Commissioner. He claims he's done nothing wrong, which is at best a generous interpretation of events. Compounding the indignity is Freeman's public complaint last year that he couldn't afford his $2,000 a month mortgage on a ministerial salary exceeding £118,000. And this spectacle of woe struck a chord, not one of sympathy, but of ridicule. Sir Keir Starmer even mocked it at PMQs, saying no one could fail to be moved by his plight. Many voters wrestling with rent rises and energy bills found Freeman's lament grotesque. To paraphrase his critics, if you're bust on six figures, perhaps it's time to rethink your career. Yet in true entrepreneurial spirit, Freeman is reportedly plotting a new career move anyway, seeing himself as the next Michael Portillo, though with less charm and rather more tendency to self-own. In the middle of these dramas, Freeman also fancies himself as a defender of Britain's creative industries. He's publicly opposed changes to copyright rules that would let AI firms text and data mine creative content by default. Here, ironically, his stance is rather less defensible. He argues that the AI industry has dazzled Number 10 with big promises while ignoring the rights of artists and creators, and he claims to have blocked these liberalising reforms when he was AI minister. For once, he is right. Allowing global tech giants to raid British intellectual property without meaningful compensation does indeed harm our creative economy. But Freeman's opposition to theft in the arts sits uncomfortably alongside the accusation that he let a company buy privileged parliamentary questions. George Freeman is not the first MP to find himself accused of coziness with paying clients. But he is striking for his blend of earnest techno-evangelism, personal financial complaints, and pious insistence that everything he does is in the public interest. One wonders if he might have been better served one wonders if he might have been better serving the public interest by asking his own questions rather than by cutting and pasting a lobbyist's wish list. Equally, his record shows he's happy to join any fashionable cause: green capitalism, AI regulation, copyright protection. The common thread is George Freeman, champion of George Freeman's career. It's a little bit like a madam who opens the door to anybody. So here he is, a former minister on Queer Street financially, accused of cash for questions, yet pitching himself as the nation's new ethical voice on copyright and AI. He may yet survive this scandal, but it's hard to see George Freeman as anything other than a cautionary tale about self-regard, opportunism, and the perils of forgetting who you're supposed to serve in public life.